Really interesting game, because the co-commentator Chris Sutton was of the opinion that Chelsea had a terrible, absolutely dominant, and somehow Arsenal hung on, which they were dominant, I think, in the stats, and you got them there.
Yep.
How did you read it overall?
68% possession, and actually the stats say they had a fair amount of shots, but I can't remember Bernd Leno making too many great saves. It wasn't a good day for Chelsea. Possession's one thing, and this has been where they haven't been great this season, sometimes under Tuchel, the ability to score. I kind of think if we'd have sat there for another half an hour, they probably wouldn't have scored. I did like the intensity in the last 10 minutes, Tim, but like, where was it before that? It was a slow, casual start. We're going to show a few highlights later how bad a day it was for Chelsea, and reacting late on to try and win the game. It was just not a good performance. Fair play to Arsenal. System, we talked about the system change, matching up Chelsea, which I think worked generally well. I think you've got to expect you're going to defend, you're going to be forced on the back foot, which they were. But again, goalkeeper was fairly well protected and did well defensively.
It's interesting you say that. I remember Tuchel, when he first came in, was asked the question about what needs to improve after his first couple games. And he talked about our patience in and around the penalty area. And he was talking about taking the extra touch, slowing it down, having good passes. And we're still seeing that. Chelsea defend well. They get in really good positions in the attack. And yet we're seeing this game after game. And you would think, with how buttoned up Tuchel is, that they'd be more efficient, because they are. It's not like they can't find chances. They're finding chances. They're just wasteful.
The one thing I would like to add, Rebecca, is that we talked before the game, and I made a thing of focusing on the young players, and Chelsea had a very young front line. Maybe sometimes young players don't always grasp the need to grab a game by the scruff of its neck and try and influence it, and Havertz's body language. I thought Havertz was awful today, really, nothing. No sharpness, no spark, no aggression. Pulisic was livelier in the second half, got involved. Mason Mount, we don't say this many times, didn't have much of an influence on the game. So sometimes young players are a little inconsistent, and I just think sometimes experienced players just know when to really affect games a little bit more than those front three did today.
Well, it's interesting because you talked about the possession that Chelsea had, and sometimes that lulls you into this false sense of security, right? Like, we have time. When you have possession and time, you actually have to move the ball quicker to create overloads, because they're all bunkered in the middle, and not giving up the cross. If the cross is there, take it. If the blue shirts aren't getting in the box, well, let the manager deal with that. Ball's wide, get the ball in the box. And they just kept denying crosses, and that's what you saw.
Well, to be fair, it's not often that Chelsea have a bad day under Thomas Tuchel. They have trouble scoring, as you say, but this was just a really bad day at the office in all different ways, and you've rounded up a few clips to bring us.
Yeah, it just didn't happen for them. And as early as I think this is the 11th minute, and just watches. That's that looks like a shot in training, where he's going through, he's at shooting practice. We saw this from Jorginho. Unlike him, really, to make that kind of error, they try and get back, and Kepa makes a good stop, but again, Arsenal score from then. And Tim, it just kept going on where things weren't going right. Pulisic here, offside, where they do get a bit of a break. They win the first ball, he goes a little early. Just things weren't happening for Chelsea.
They weren't, and you know, you look at, obviously the goal was disallowed, but even here, when they get an opportunity, Elneny makes two mistakes, and then you're thinking, take a touch there, settle it, and have a shot. Obviously, Zuma here, everyone's scratching head. Tuchel thinking that's silly. They got frustrated. Even though they had opportunities, this ball should be laid across the floor, low and hard. It's bouncing, and Pulisic can't get a hold of it, and then that sums up their day. 2 crossbars in a row.
Indeed, maybe more was expected from this Chelsea team, considering they came into the game in such good form, and we know they're FA Cup finalists and Champions League finalists as well. But a really good day for Arsenal, and another good day for Emile Smith Rowe.
Emile, well played. After the disappointment and criticism of last week, how much did you need that? A big win over the Champions League finalists.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it was an important result for us. You know, we had to dig deep. You know, it was a really tough test for us tonight, but yeah, I think it's really important for our season. So yeah.
So obviously the goal was a mistake, but did you force it a little bit with your pressing?
Yeah, we worked on that in training this week, pressing, high press. So I feel like we've done well to make them make a mistake, and then obviously Alba set me up, which is obviously good.
I just wonder if it was a nervy few seconds for you as the ball bobbled towards the post, because you maybe didn't catch it the sweetest.
Yeah, definitely. You know, but this happens sometimes. You know, I'm just happy that I went in. But yeah, like you said, it was a lucky finish.
It's your second Premier League goal on the back of the one at the weekend. What does it mean?
Well, it means so much, you know, to score for this fantastic club. I just want to keep pushing on now, and yeah.
And I've got a little memory of doing an interview with you where you said that Chelsea might have rejected you as a kid. Does that make it a bit sweeter? Is that right? Have I got that right?
Yeah, you got that right, but obviously, that's the past. I'm obviously focused on Arsenal now, and Arsenal my club, so yeah.
How much are the thighs burning after that second half effort?
Oh, I'm so tired, but I feel like the team, we played well today. We looked tired at times, but we had to dig deep, and yeah, we're happy with the 3 points today.
What do you think you showed as a group by digging deep, by the effort you put in?
I think it showed our character, how much fight we got in us.
Maybe answer one or two questions?
Yeah, definitely at times. I feel like we defended really well in patches and stuff, and I feel like after the tough season, I feel like it was a good performance from us today.
What do you think the future is for Emile? Do you think with this young group of players you have, yourself, Bukayo, others, with this manager, do you feel like you're not so far away from the top table of English football as it might look?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we're working really hard in training, and I feel like we showed this season how good we can be. And yeah, like you said, we're just going to keep pushing forward, and I feel like with this team we can do big things.
A little nutmeg on Thiago Silva as well, wasn't there?
I can't remember, to be fair, but if it was, I'll take it. But yeah, I'm really happy with the result today.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thomas, does this feel like an unnecessary defeat? You look at the goal you conceded, the chances you missed. Have you almost inflicted it on yourselves?
Yeah, it's totally our fault, nobody else's. I think we lost the game. It's totally our responsibility. We had huge chances. We made our own goal, more or less our own goal, total gift. But overall, we were not sharp enough. We could not put up the same intensity and energy as usual. So it's on me. I think it was maybe too many changes from last match, and I take full responsibility also for that. And maybe it's the last wake-up call for all of us.
Just with the goal, the pass back that Jorginho makes, should those pass backs always go wide of the post? Is that the unwritten rule?
No, the rule is pass the ball to the right foot of Kepa. This is the rule. So no matter if it's in goal or sideways, but pass it to Kepa.
But you're saying it's your responsibility. Do you feel the changes affected the focus, the rhythm, the momentum?
Yeah, but not like changes do this because of the changes. But I felt it a little bit coming yesterday in training, and I'm a bit unlucky that it's proven today on the pitch. I regret some, but it's like this. We could have, but we didn't, and that's all. That's what it's all about. I did not feel us in the same way involved, sharp, with intensity and energy like in the last game. And these are the % who are missing today.
Is that inevitable with the schedule that you have these dips?
No, that's not on the schedule. We had 3 days. We are on a good run. We had a good mood, and the choices were not so good today from my side for the lineup, and so this is on me, and we were unlucky. Of course, you can lose in football these games, and we did everything today to lose.
What are your regrets then? You got halfway through saying it almost seems like you saw something in training yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not happy with my lineup. Yeah, I'm not happy with my lineup. It's easy to say after I'm not happy. It was too many changes, and should not have done it like this.
Is it anything in particular, or is it just the number?
It is something in particular, but I will not tell you.
You don't want to say.
Sure not.
Where does this leave the fight for top 4? Thomas, because it almost felt like you had it in your hands. Does this turn it back into a big fight?
It was always a big fight. It never felt like a relief, and if anybody felt it like this today, maybe. But then it's like I said, the last lesson to learn. I think it's still in our hands, and yeah. This is it, another chance missed, but we had some good results, so we have to cope now with the loss.
Lastly, does this have any impact on the FA Cup final in terms of momentum, confidence?
Everything has an impact. It's the worst feeling to lose, and I have a shitty night now, so everybody has a bad night now. Yeah, bad night. So yes, it has an impact on my mood now and tonight, and maybe not tomorrow, but for sure tonight.
Thank you, Thomas. Well, Mikel, you can't fix a season in one night, but does this at least show that not everything is broken?
No, nothing is broken. Inside, nothing is broken. I don't know how hard they're going to try from the outside, but inside, no. And they will try to put things on me that I never said. You can see the spirit of the team from the first minutes. It doesn't matter, we're playing to be 7th, 8th, 9th. You can see that, and you can never doubt about their efforts and how much they try.
What do you mean by that? What's been put on you?
Something that I didn't say. I said that if I don't get 120% of each player, it's my fault and my responsibility. And it wasn't like this on the press, and I am so annoyed with that.
So you want to make clear that these players have given you everything?
My players, I will defend them in front of anybody for the rest of the time that I'm here, because they deserve that, because they earn it every single day.
So this is a comment from your press conference that you feel has been misconstrued?
Mm-hmm. And they don't deserve that.
So do you feel like your players give you that level of application?
They give me every day, every single day. Everybody that is here do that, because if he doesn't, or I'm not here, or the player is not here, because the only thing I'm going to demand until the last day is that they give me everything that they have. That's all. After the ability, we can play better, worse, win, lose, but that is unquestionable and non-negotiable, 100%.
So why do you think you've fallen short this season, if it's not effort and application?
Because there is many more things, because there is competition, and this is the level you play against.
And how good was tonight's performance?
I'm really happy with a lot of things that we've done right from the first minute, the attitude and the desire to win that we showed. When we had to dig in, which you have to against this team, because they are a fantastic team, we did it, and we put everything that we had to try to get the best possible result, and we did it.
It's interesting that the comment, though, from your press conference, that almost feels like it's more in your mind than the fact you've just gone and beaten Chelsea.
Well, because they're not going to break that. They can try, but they're not going to break. I know the chemistry that we have, not only with the players, but with our staff, with all the coaching staff, with the board. And they're going to touch that. And if they try to touch it, it can be with opinions, but not saying that's something that I never said. That's not. I know I'm not taking that, and it's the first time that I have to make my point.
Do you think that was a big win for you?
For me, no. It's a big win for the club, for the players, and for our fans, because I know how much a London derby means, and it's been 10 years since we won in this ground, so it tells you how hard it is.
Does it show that you are going in the right direction, do you think?
It shows that we find a way today to win.
Just tell us about the goal you scored, because Emile Smith Rowe came out and did an interview, said that was something you'd worked on in training. The press, obviously it's a mistake, but the press forces it.
Yes, it's it's the way we play. It's in our DNA and our philosophy to always try to do that. If the opponent is so good to beat that pressure, then we have to defend deep. But of course, we thought that we had opportunities to press the right way, and they could make mistakes, and we forced them, and we were lucky, and we scored.
Do you think the three at the back helped your tactical change?
We did it just for one reason, to try to play better and make it harder for them, and for us to be better in the game.
Does Europe look a bit more realistic now?
Sorry?
Does Europe qualify?
It's not in our hands. The only thing that is realistic for us is try to win the next game and see where we are.
Okay. What difference would it make qualifying for Europe, do you think?
I don't know. We are not in Europe at the moment, but we know that in this club, that's the demands.
How tough's it been the last week, and how much does this change?
It's been a really tough season, because we faced something unprecedented on the outside world and in this football club. But we put all our passion, our energy, our knowledge, and our togetherness to get through any moment, any obstacle, and try to be as good as we can.
Thanks for your time. Well done.